Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good Monday. I got some random ass back pain going on today. It started yesterday, it's still happening today. It just came out of nowhere. I feel like a freaking old man. Like, I know, I have like a back pain job, but I didn't even do anything to make my back hurt. It just came out of nowhere. But I was gonna come home and self medicate, but instead I decided I wanted to do a beer review. This beer's been sitting around for like 3 or 4 weeks, taking up space in my fridge. I figured, hey, it's time. Let's get it out of the way. So, today, after a long wait, we have the Founder's Breakfast Stout. There we go. See the little boy on there? Oh, you cannot see that little boy on there. How about now? How about now? There you go. Little boy on there eating a bowl of oatmeal, just like me. I've loved oatmeal my whole life. This beer is practically made for me. We've got double chocolate, coffee, oatmeal stout. I've never had a breakfast stout before. I don't know if that's really even a thing, or if like Founders was like, let's make a stout and put oatmeal in it, because why the fuck not? And we'll call it a breakfast stout. But breakfast is my favorite meal. It's kind of always been my favorite meal. I love oatmeal, like I said. I have high hopes for this one. I was hoping it was going to be something really sweet, but it seems it's going to be more like a coffee beer, which I guess makes sense. It is 8.3% and 60 IBUs, which is kind of high for a stout, I guess. But the Narwhal had 60, and it was noticeable. It wasn't my favorite thing, the bitterness, but if it is a coffee stout, I like my coffee black. This is my first Founders beer. Founders is brewed in Michigan. Might be my first Michigan beer. Let's pop this fucker open. I got my cool little antler bottle opener that I've had since I was like 15. I love it. Takes good care of the caps too. We got the Founders cap here. See that? It just says Founders in some yellow writing. Today, we're bringing back the little shorty glass. My BJ's glass is dirty right now, so I got this one out. I found out this is actually an IPA glass, like it's specifically made. I think Dogfish Head makes a lot of these for their beers. I love the Dogfish Head cap. Dogfish Head beer is not really my thing. I've never really had one that I've especially liked. But I think it's a cool glass. I hope it'll make this beer look really nice. Let's get to it. Now one of my favorite YouTubers is actually a beer reviewer, and this is his favorite stout. He's not much of a stout drinker, but this is his favorite. So shout out to Slayton. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video if you're interested in checking him out. He's not very big, but I've been following him for a year or two now. Like as long as he's been on YouTube, I've been a fan of his. He lives in like North Carolina or somewhere over there. But he puts out really good content. He really knows his shit. He does a lot better than I do. But, like I said, this one's for Slayton. Look at that head. That's dark. That's pretty similar to the Narwhal head. This one isn't especially supposed to be really dark, but that's fucking dark. And even at the bottom here, I can't see through this at all. It looks very, very, very similar to the Narwhal. Beautiful head too. I'm really happy with that pour. Nice, even, really thick. Ooh. Smells like coffee. Very much like coffee. It makes sense. I'm also getting some of that chocolate, a little bit of sweetness for the most part though. It's just really strong coffee flavor. But like I said, I like coffee. I drink my coffee black, so this isn't going to scare me off. Let's get to it. Very dark. A lot smoother and a lot easier to drink than the Narwhal was, though. Even though it is comparatively dark, it's not as roasted and smoky. It's got a lot lighter flavor. The smell's great, honestly. I can't quite put my finger on it. It might even be kind of cinnamony. Maybe a little sugary, but like cinnamony. I guess that could be the oatmeal. I do like brown sugar cinnamon oatmeal. That's cool. It's very dark. You do get that chocolate. Like I said on the label, it says, I'll read the back of the label for you. I know I don't usually do that. Not a lot of the beers I review put a lot of information on their bottles, but they're really giving it to you on this one. Shout out to Founders for that. The Coffee Lover's Consummate Beer. Brewed with an abundance of flaked oats, bitter and imported chocolates, and 2 types of coffee. Java nose topped with a frothy, cinnamon-colored head that goes forever. I don't know about forever. Maybe my glass is a little dirty and the head's not holding on too long, but we're getting a little bit of lace here on the sides. Definitely get that coffee. I get why it's called a breakfast stout. Probably just because it's so coffee, chocolatey. Makes sense. This would go good with like some steak and eggs or something like that. I would kill. Oh yeah, you're really getting it there. Chocolate and coffee, absolutely. Dark chocolate. It is bitter, a little bit. It's funny that this has the same number of IBUs as the Narwhal did, but it's nowhere near as bitter, I would say. This bitterness isn't a hoppy bitterness. It's like a dark chocolate bitterness. Like, it's not even like bitter coffee kind of bitter. It straight up just tastes like really like 80 or 90% dark chocolate. And I know what that tastes like because my dad likes gross dark chocolate. I'm more of a milk chocolate kind of guy because I'm a fucking milk drinker.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
Excuse me. But this is cool. I've had beer like Dragon's Milk, which I'm a fan of. Tastes like you're drinking chocolate syrup. Like, that's super chocolatey. But this is also chocolatey, but not so overwhelmingly chocolatey. It's a little more subtle. You do get that kind of roasted dark flavor you generally get from a stout, but this, more chocolate, more coffee. Yeah, this is good, honestly. I was worried that this was just going to be too bitter and too dark to be something I'd want to drink regularly, but this is cool. Shout out to Slayton for putting me on. Like I said, I'll link him down below. I'm a big fan. He's one of the people who really inspired me to do beer reviews. We're coming at the tail end of my stout phase, I think. It's funny because stouts are generally a cold weather kind of beer, and then in the summer you drink the lighter stuff, the fruitier stuff. But I've just been craving stouts really bad for the last few months, and so I've been buying them up like crazy. But now I'm getting kind of burnt out on them. Right as the weather's starting to change and I should be drinking stouts, I want to start drinking light beer. So I kind of fuck myself over, but I love stouts anyway, so I'm probably just going to keep drinking them. And I think this is going to be something I'm going to be drinking regularly. I'm going to try not to have it with breakfast because I'm not an alcoholic. I don't want to be an alcoholic, but I could, honestly. I could have this with breakfast, no problem. Even maybe put some coffee in it, mix it with just a little bit of coffee or something. You know what this would kill with? This would kill with some Screwball. If you know me, you know I love Screwball. And I made this drink recently where you just take like a pint of whatever you like and drop a shot of Screwball in it. A pint of like a dark beer, something like this. I did it with the Narwhal. It's really good. Really good. It's like an Irish car bomb without the cream. And that's really cool because, you know, you're supposed to chug an Irish car bomb because the cream starts to curdle when it mixes with the alcohol and the beer and the whiskey. And then it just gets like chunky and weird to drink, so you're supposed to pound it. But if you take, I like doing it with the peanut butter whiskey because it gives it more flavor than just adding whiskey and making it stronger. You know, the peanut butter, especially something like this, that's such a chocolatey beer, would go amazingly. I guarantee it. It'd be like a peanut butter cup beer. And I know they make those, but I have only had one peanut butter beer and I didn't like it. Yeah, this is nowhere near as strong as I thought it was going to be. As far as like the mouthfeel, it's not so heavy. It's a lighter beer. And that's something I really like with my stouts. Like some stouts, you drink them, it feels like it's like thick while you're drinking it. And I guess if the beer's good enough, I can look past that. But generally, even though it's kind of contrary to a stout kind of thing, I like my stouts to be a little lighter on the mouth. You know, just easier to drink. I'm putting this down like it's nothing. And it's so strong too, you can't even tell it's that strong. 8.3%, pretty good, you know? But it doesn't feel like an 8.3% beer. It's not that heavy. It's just so easy to drink. This is great. Good beer. This is a great introduction to Founders, honestly. If the rest of their beers are as good as this one is, I'm going to be a Founders fan. I love the label too. It's super unique. I've never had a beer with a baby on it though. I don't even know if you'd consider him a baby. He's kind of a baby. He's maybe like 3 or 4. Little kid on a beer. I've never had a beer with a kid on it. Just before I forget, see we're getting a really good lace on the glass here. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I love lace on a glass. It just looks cool. It's just nice to look at. And you can tell, I think I've said this before about higher percentage beers generally have a stronger head and generally lace more. Especially if you pour more aggressively, the more head you get, generally speaking, the more lace you get. So, that was cool. I liked that a lot more than I expected to. I had really high hopes initially because I was like, oh, breakfast, it's going to be sweet. But then I was like, oh, it's going to be coffee. But it was great. Really, really good beer. I give this, on a stout scale, like a 9 out of 10. This was a really, really solid beer. I'm really glad I picked this up. Definitely something I would go and get again. I'm a fan. I think I like Founders now. I need to lay down because my back is fucking hurting. So I think that's all I got for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If there's anything you want to see me try in the future, leave me a comment, let me know. I'll try it out for you. I'll shout you out. Have a great rest of your Monday. Have a great week.